Yo, what is going on, guys? This is something I've been waiting to do for a while. We are here with Spooky Saturdays. Every single week I'm going to be watching a horror movie. I just got up. I know I got terrible bedhead, but we are here. We're making a video. It's going to be about a 10-minute review. We're going to talk about Pet Sematary by Stephen King, based off the book. Stephen King is an absolute genius. Let me do that. Okay, shout out to Stephen King, absolute genius. He's behind It, which we will watch the original It sometime in this series. But yeah, a little bit about it. Pet Sematary is a 1983 horror novel. It's a horror novel based or based on the book, or it's a horror. Sorry. We need to look up stuff about the 1989 film. Pet Sematary, sometimes referred to as Stephen King's Pet Sematary, is a 1989 American supernatural horror film and the first adaptation of Stephen King's 1983 novel of the same name, directed by Mary Lambert and written by King. It stars Dale Midkiff, Dennis Crosby, Blaise Bardal, Fred Gwynne, and Micah Hughes as Gage Creed. The title was a sensational spelling of Pet Sematary because I think like the kids, I think the reason why it's spelled bad is because the kids like wrote it and it's like Pet Cemetery like spelt wrong. Um, Screenplay by Stephen King, based on the book, stuff like that. Um, Pretty successful movie, very iconic. A lot of people like it. It was released in 1989 under Paramount Pictures. Yeah, the film was released on April 1st, 1989, and grossed $57.5 million at the box office on the budget of $11.5 million. A sequel, Pet Sematary 2, was released in 1992, and a second film adaptation was revealed in 2019. I think my friend actually watched the 2019 film and told me about it. I might have to go watch those later on. But anyways, just talking about the plot and stuff, very unique concept, burying your pets and then like coming back to life. Well, if you bury them in the regular cemetery, they're not going to do anything. But if you go down to this little like rock, like pentagram looking thing, they come back to life and haunt you for the rest of your life. Very eerie soundtrack with the kids singing in the beginning and stuff that kind of freaked me out. Kind of gave a spooky vibe to the movie. It's more spooky than it is scary, I would say. Right at the start, something is fishy with Gage. Like, he's a very troublemaking kid. Something is wrong. They kind of foreshadow that from the start of the movie. All the pets were killed by that truck, the truck that speeds down the road. Everyone, every single pet in the movie, every single person pretty much that dies in the movie is killed by the same thing, which is interesting. I forgot how his wife died. The guy's wife. We'll talk about that though. It's suspicious enough. It should be suspicious enough that those people that moved into the house moved directly out. Very cursed neighborhood. The neighbor was like, he seemed like a nice guy. You know what I mean? At the start, he always kind of was a nice guy. He seemed to, you know, again, the neighborhood's a cursed place to live. Gage is definitely a troublemaker. I like how this movie kind of puts a horror twist on the childhood tradition of burying your pets. A lot of suspicious things happen throughout the film. The man gets paranoid because, that one guy in the hospital, he died and he started having hallucinations of that guy coming back to life. Impressed by the quality for an 80s film. I'm kind of scattered. I'm kind of just talking about points I put in my notes. Um, he sleepwalked to the pet cemetery one night. Then eventually their cat Church, I believe his name was, died. The cat was suspiciously in the neighbor's yard when he died, which when I saw that happen, I was pretty sussed out. Neighbor leads him to a very suspicious rock structure to bury the cat. It looks satanic in a way. The dad is then left home alone when this happens, I believe. He doesn't when Gage calls him, he doesn't pick up he doesn't even like talk to the kid. He doesn't talk to the baby, which I thought was another interesting like foreshadowing thing. Um, Cat comes back to life possessed in the house. His daughter dreamed of exactly what happened to the father while they were gone, which was absolutely crazy. A girl hung herself that the family knew. It might have been like their maid, it might have been their family friend or something like that. Very messed up scene. I did not like watching that. The wife has gone through some very traumatic things as a child that was highlighted through like her sister Zelda. like super like I don't know what that's no anorexic. She was very anorexic, and she was like this witch looking character. And then Gage gets hit by the truck. The wife's stupid father, actually, that made me really mad. That scene did. Fights the dad for not preventing Gage's death. You know, it's a very like guilt-inducing film. Um, the sister is heartbroken more than the whole family, really. The neighbor has seen it all. I think he's pretty much gone through the same thing where the neighbors move into the house, their pet dies, and they get haunted. I think he's seen that multiple times. It really, yeah, again, it really displays the feeling of guilt over death of someone you love. Very great message, very great lesson. You know, the lesson in horror films is often overlooked in that aspect. Hugging his son's carcass was really weird when the father went to dig up Gage. With the father's name is Lewis. I should start calling him Lewis. Uh, Son rises from the dead. The neighbor gets killed by reincarnated Gage when Gage is in his house and he wants to play and he lures him into this trap with the cat. Most of the scares happen at the end, but they're very much worth it. I would say this is a classic film, really good. It lives up to the name. Um, I can see, yeah, again, I can see why he's hyped up. The doctor uses his expertise to try to fight off the reincarnations with the needle. He tries to, like, put him to sleep, which eventually I think he does. Gage goes human Chucky mode on everyone. That's the first thing it reminded me of when he was killing everyone, human Chucky. Um, Pretty scary compared to most horror movies in the 80s. Most horror movies are not nearly this scary. Maybe movies like Children in the Corn and stuff like that. Most 80s movies aren't that scary. They're more just spooky. You know what I mean? I guess I said this is spooky at the beginning, but I think it's more scary now that I think about it. It appears as if the protagonist hasn't learned his lesson, killing off his wife, putting her in the rock structure, her coming back and killing him. Um, the man is now all alone, and the wife comes back from the dead. She looks disgusting, and in the movie, obviously, they all end up dying, I think, except the wife. I don't know why I said they all end up dying, because I think the wife killed the husband, and the husband died, but I think the wife is still alive. There is a second movie to this one. Maybe I should see it. Hopefully, it's not like a completely different family, though. Hopefully, it continues. I hate when horror movies do that, when it's like a lot of the old slasher movies did that, where they would like take whole new characters. Some of them would take whole new characters. I'm not saying all films. What am I doing? I'm not saying all films did this, but some films they take whole new characters and repeat the storyline again, which is terrible. I don't know why horror films necessarily do that. It's not entertaining in any way. If it doesn't follow a storyline, I'm not going to be interested. That's what most movies should be. But my review of the movie overall, really good. I suggest you watch this. I mean, if you're a horror fan and you haven't watched this, what are you doing? It's an absolute classic. I definitely enjoyed it. I'm really excited to do more of these videos. Yeah, I don't really have too much else to say. Honestly, really good cinematography for the time. It was honestly kind of a comical movie at the same time as a scary movie because the noise the kid makes when the father gives him a shot before he like started crying was so funny. I don't know why he was like it was like so funny the sounds he made. The cat honestly, the demon cat attacking the guy was honestly more funny than scary. I thought that was so funny. I don't know why. It just shows demon how much of cats are demons, really, too. Cats are freaking despicable pets. Do not get a cat. Screw cats. Dogs all the way. I don't really have too much else to say, maybe in a couple minutes I might take a little break. We're gonna listen to Strick's album. That feature has a lot of great features, and then later tonight we're gonna play the campaign of Call of Duty. I'm probably gonna hang out with my friends later, maybe. I'm not even sure yet. And then tomorrow, right when I get up, we're gonna listen to Terrence Martin's album. And then I'm gonna go to my grandma's, visit with my family a little bit. Come back to Edwardsville, and we're gonna shoot the Marvel Avengers gameplay there. Yes, sir. We are buying Marvel Avengers. I have this little Visa thing that my mom gave me, and I'm copying it. So, anyways, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope I'm a good reviewer. I'm not the most versed in horror movies, but I hope this was good enough to as a horror fan to not hate me. And if you haven't watched the movie, I hope this gives you a recommendation to watch it. So yeah,